Good morning. So today we are discussing about the topic from Python programming language that is called data types. Data types distinguish data items according to their characteristics and their structure. Okay. So here we are using a concept called variable, and here we are assigning a value to a variable. So based on the value which we have assigned to the variable, the data will be stored in the memory location by the help of a concept called data type. Data type represents the value type that helps understand what operations you can perform on a particular piece of data, right? So here in Python we are having different kinds of data types like numeric data types, sequence data types, boolean data type, set data type, and dictionary data type, and one more item called none data type, right? So coming to numeric, so whatever the numerical values we are assigning to variables, that are all comes under numeric category. So coming to numeric, we are having integer data type, float, and complex. Well, so if we are assigning values like whole numbers, either they are positive numbers or negative numbers, so that comes under the data type called integer, right? So here integer is a predefined class. Here integer is a predefined class that is there in the Python programming language. So here it comes with a keyword called int, and if we are assigning some whole numbers, whether they are positive numbers or negative numbers, for the variables as values, that comes under this integer data type. Okay, x is equal to 30. Okay, or you can also take it as x is equal to minus 30. Whether it is a positive value or negative value, if the value is an integer, then we will be that value will be stored by using a data type called integer data type. Okay, here integer is a predefined class, and using this class we are creating an instance, or as an object we are creating a variable called x. This x will be storing our value in the memory location. Okay, next data type that is coming from numeric, that is called float. So if you take float is also a predefined data type, where float will be storing some values, and it comes with a keyword called float, right? Float stores all the values that are decimals. Okay, whether they are positive decimals or negative decimals, they will be stored by using a data type called float. Suppose let me take minus 30.05, or x is equal to 45.67, right? Here the float data type is used to store decimal values, whether they are positive decimals or negative decimals. Okay, next data type that is called complex numbers. Complex numbers, it is a predefined class that comes from the class name called complex. Okay, complex numbers is a data type which is coming from a predefined class called complex, right? This complex will be storing two types of values here. There will be some real value, real part we can say, plus we will be having some imaginary part. As we already have a touch with this all the concept from complex in the earlier studies, like in the 7th 8th classes, we already used this kind of complex numbers, right? So here if you take x is equal to 5 plus 3j, okay, where 5 is a real part and 3j is the imaginary part that we are attaching to the value. Okay, these kind of values will be called as complex numbers, right? So next comes under the another category that is called sequence, where coming into sequence category we will be having some data types called. So coming to sequence category, in the sequence category we are having a string data type. Next we will be having list, and next we will be having list. After list we will be having a data type called tuple, and after that we will be having range, right? So first of all, if we discuss about the concept data type called string. String, first of all, it is also a predefined class where string has a lot more of story we have to discuss, right? So string is a predefined class, and it is also an important concept in the Python programming language. It is comes with different kinds of predefined methods, where using these methods we can manipulate the data which we are getting in the huge amount by using some Python programming language, right? So the string values, what all the values that are coming under string data type are a sequence of characters, right? Sequence of characters which are assigned to variables, that those sequence of characters are called as string values. Sequence of characters and also single characters which are assigned to our variables as values, because here we are not having any character data type in Python. So we are taking sequence of characters and single characters as string values. Okay, so they will be enclosed in whatever the values that are enclosed in double quotes or single quotes or triple quotes. Triple quotes are called string values. So if we are mentioning the values for the variables in between, enclosed in between double quotes or single quotes or triple quotes, they are called as string values here. Okay, generally x is equal to Python is one value, or you can take x is equal to Python, or x is equal to Python is a programming language, right? So in this way we can mention the values of string variables. Okay, so next data type that we are discussing is list. Okay, list is a data type which is used to, it is also a predefined class where it consists of different kinds of predefined methods to manipulate the data, where the list mostly have a character called, a characteristic called, it groups a collection of data, where the data can be any type, whether it is a numeric data, whether it is a float data, or whether it is a complex data, or whether it is a string data. It it groups together all the data items. Okay, collection of data that will be stored in one place by using a concept called list data type. Okay, where list is having some features, where using these features we can store the data in a particular order, in a particular format, and we can retrieve, and we can filter, and we can search the data easily by using the list. And we will be deeply discussing about list in further classes, right? So here how we will be mentioning the data, by how to create a list data is by using square brackets, and in the square brackets we can mention all the data items, right? So 67.08, and next we can also mention 5 plus 3j, right? All kind of data items can be stored by using the list, and they are indicated by using square brackets. Okay, so next data type is tuple, where tuple is also a predefined class, and it is also consists of some predefined methods, right? So it comes from the predefined class, and it also stores collection of data, right? Collection of data by is stored by using this tuple. Okay, next coming to this representation of tuple is x is equal to, in brackets. Okay, in brackets we can mention the data, so like apple 45 67.08 and comma 5 plus 3j. Okay, so this is about tuple, and we will be deeply discussing about tuple in further classes, right? Next, range. If we talk about range, range is used to iterate and over loop over group of data. Range is also a data type which is used to iterate and loop over a group of data. Okay, so if we have a collection of data, and in this collection of data will be iterated, and it will be retrieved and it will be printed in the console by using a range data type, where range data type will be doing all these things by using a predefined method called a range function. We will be having a range function, and using this range function we will be iterating and printing all the data. So here if you see, where we can use is that, for example, for x in range of, so we'll be having a particular range, for example 50, right? So print x, okay, and it is also having a constructor, so where this constructor will be having start, stop, and range, right? So it is having a constructor called range. Using this constructor only, it is doing all these functionalities to iterate and loop over a group of data, and it will be printing you all the data which is there in that group. Okay, so it will be printing you all the numbers that are there in between 0 to 50, right? In this way we'll be using this range function. Okay, next, coming to the next category, that is called set. Right, set is also a predefined method, sorry, predefined class, where set is used to store a collection of data, and set functionalities are of different. Okay, set functionalities are different when compared to list and tuple, and it is having only a unique place in storing of data. So coming here, how we will be storing the data by using a set means, set data will be stored in between flower brackets, and we can store any kind of data, not only one kind of data, we can store any kind of data by using this set. Okay, so 67.08 comma 5 plus 3j, the same example I am just using for different data types, right? And next, coming to dictionary. So dictionary is a predefined class, and it mainly uses a technique called, it comes from the category called mapping, right, from the mapping category, and it uses some of the techniques from the map class also, right, where this dictionary will be having, the dictionary will be storing all the data in the format of a pair. Okay, so what do you mean by pair here? So pair, in the sense, it will be storing the data in the format of keys and values. Okay, so the dictionary will be storing the data in the form of pairs, and each pair will be consisting of keys and values, where each pair will be called as one entry. Okay, pair will be called as an entry, right? So how we can store dictionary, how to create a dictionary means, x is equal to, okay, suppose name, here name is a key, and in reference to this key we will be storing psi as the value, and next age colon, and he will be having an age of 34, right? In this way we will be storing the values by using a dictionary, where key and residing value will be there, and here there will be different kinds of pairs that are stored by using a dictionary, where we will be having different kinds of functionalities like store, adding the data, adding pairs, retrieving pairs, printing, deleting, modifying, updating. So these kind of functionalities will be there in this dictionary, right?